leaders of our caucus have been calling, and I'm sure they've been calling your producers too. The leader of the MPP's minority caucus in Parliament has had well over 20 minutes to canvass their case.
There's an order of the Supreme Court. There's an order of the Supreme Court that has suspended the announcement or the statement by the Speaker about the 4 seats being vacant. So as we speak, the majority is the MPP group.
Yeah, you can say that because you're a media person.
No, because I'm a lawyer.
No.
And the law I know says until you have set aside a decision of the court, until you have taken steps to set aside the decision remains.
And as a lawyer, sometimes you know that until a decision of a court is enforced, that decision does not apply. A decision, Parliament is not a defendant to the Supreme Court action. The Supreme Court has given a ruling. The ruling has been served on the defendant, which is the Speaker of Parliament. Until that Speaker of Parliament communicates that ruling to Parliament in the records of Parliament, the majority caucus is the NDC. It is as simple as that, because Parliament does not work with communications coming from the Supreme Court or the media.
It's not a communication, it's an order of the court.
But that order has not been served on Parliament.
It's been served on the Speaker, but not has his personal capacity.
But has the Speaker communicated that to Parliament? Is it captured in the hands of Parliament? No. So the reason why the NDC group in Parliament became the majority is because the Speaker made an inquiry on the basis of a statement filed by then minority leader Ato Forsen and gave an official communication to the House, after which he hit the gavel on his desk. That was a decision of Parliament. If the Supreme Court has made a contrary ruling, we all know that that holds sway over the ruling or the communication from the Speaker of Parliament. But our MPs in Parliament don't know that. You see, in Ghana here, when the president even nominates his appointees, it is announced in the media, statements are issued, but until it is read on the floor of the House, the MPs are not aware and cannot proceed to vet them. This ruling of the Supreme Court has not been communicated by the Speaker that my decision has been suspended, and therefore henceforth the 4 members of Parliament whose seats are in contention can return to the House. In which case the MPP now becomes a majority.
Are you not troubled? Are you not troubled that if both sides take to such extreme?
That is not extreme. That is what the law says. If you were the lawyer of the NDC majority caucus, that would be your advice.
As lawyers,
because they are not parties to the case.
Listen, as lawyers,
how do you advise your clients?
Even judgments.
Is that
we compromise judgment?
We are not defendants. You can get a compromise what?
That says you are victorious.
Yes.
That says go and evict that person in on your land. Yes. But you can reach out and discuss
that one is not law. Nicely. That one is gentleman's agreement. That one is not law.
Even judgments can be compromised. This is the state interest at heart. Can there?
Do you know what is at heart?
Can there be a?
Do you know what is at play here? What is at play here is the leadership failure of one man, the most incompetent leader we have ever had in Parliament, a man whose own people don't have confidence in him, and that man is none other than Alexander Afenyo Marcus. That is all. He has refused to lead and has rather allowed ego and arrogance to lead him. And that is why we have told you
several times that he made contact and tried to get audience.
Wait a minute.
That was denied.
You listen to me. You made a point that when a court of law makes a decision, and even if you disagree with that, it is the law for the time being until it is set aside.
That's correct.
By a court of competent jurisdiction. What about when the Speaker makes a communication in Parliament or a decision in Parliament? It is the law for the time being until it is set aside. When the Speaker gave that communication, Afenyo Marcus rose, told him off, walked out of the chamber, and has decided never to abide by that decision of the Speaker. This is a common sense problem. The Speaker has given a communication. You disagree with it, but that communication is the law in Parliament.
That was done
hold on,
on the 17th.
Yes, that is the law.
The next day,
it has not been revoked.
He had been to, Afenyo Marcus had gone to court, and the court has suspended
it has not been communicated to Parliament. He's a lawyer, he knows that. Parliament was not, he could have chosen to make Parliament a defendant. He didn't make Parliament a defendant. So Parliament is not aware. And until Parliament is legally communicated through the appropriate official, that is the Speaker of Parliament, that order, excuse my French, is useless to parliamentarians. Because it has not been communicated. It's like going to secure a judgment and you are holding a judgment and you are saying somebody should abide by it. You can secure a judgment, but the enforcement of the judgment is a whole different matter. So let's get that clear here. Look, you petition the Speaker to reconvene Parliament, to recall Parliament. The Speaker has, if I were the Speaker, I would have even ignored them, right?
Really?
But the Speaker decided.
No, that is a constitution.
Oh.
The Speaker says he believes in constitutional.
Yeah, he believes in it.
Yes.
But I'm saying Speaker Bagman will not ignore, but I would have ignored. Because if Chief Justice Tokono can misrepresent her own circular to the Speaker as to when the Speaker must be served, she can deliberately misrepresent that. Then I can also misrepresent the law. But you see, Speaker Bagman is a nice man, a lawyer of more than 3 decades at the bar. He doesn't believe in, excuse my French, idiocy for idiocy. So he decided to comply with the Constitution and decided to recall Parliament. He gave a specific time for Parliament to sit, 10 a.m. The Speaker had to wait for 1 hour. Afenyomakin was nowhere to be found, and according to his own member, Kennedy Japan, his bosom friend, he didn't even have the courtesy to communicate to the Speaker's office as to why he was not in the chamber. What was the Speaker supposed to do? You recall Parliament, you are not even in the chamber, you could not even marshal 30
he just
members from your own
the Speaker has removed.
You call yourself a majority leader. A majority leader that your word is useless. Your own people don't respect you. Your own people don't respect you. You could not marshal 30 people. He was lying that we didn't count the numbers. Then you told him that, but the cameras captured the number of MPs who came. And he said, oh, if you go on that tangent, then we will not get a solution. Look, the point is that the Speaker recalled Parliament. They were supposed to be seated at 10. They were not seated at 10 because their MPs failed to show up. They know that Afenyomakin is just wasting the time of the nation.
This so time, the Speaker's reason for adjourning it's not that they were not in the house.
Having said that,
it is because there was not a business.
Having said that, but I'm saying that, and I'm going there. But the fact that they did not show up means that these guys are not serious. They are just wasting our time. Number 2, it is right. I'm not an MP. But it is right. I'm a student of parliamentary proceedings. Check. Parliament cannot sit without a business statement and an order paper. Whether it is an there is nothing even called extraordinary meeting. I don't feel the way a company.
There is.
No.
When it's a position, it's an
extraordinary meeting. You are just bringing company law into parliamentary proceedings. It is still a sitting of Parliament.
It's not ordinary.
All the standing orders apply.
That's correct.
Look, I have.
That's correct.
Hold on.
Okay, thank you. Hold on.
No, you don't say thank you.
No, we don't have time. We don't have time.
You gave him 25 minutes.
Well, I can't give you the same time. That was
okay, fine. But at least allow me to conclude.
I have just about 5 minutes.
But you didn't even alert me that you wanted to.
It's okay. Hold on.
Let me conclude on this point.
Hold on.
Let me conclude on the point of the business paper. Look, even when Parliament is recalled by the signatures of 15% of parliamentarians, the business committee always meets.
You are repeating yourself.
No, always meets. They decide on the business, okay? Then it is programmed to be taken on the floor. And that is how an order paper is adopted. You did not even call a business committee meeting. There was no business statement. There was no order paper. So Speaker Bagman should have done what? You should have done what?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. What is this man talking about?
Yes, Dennis.
You still want to give Dennis time to talk?
Very little time.
After
less than 2 minutes.
After
please.